This college basketball picks and SEC, Pac-12, Mountain West, Big 10, and Big East tournament edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's US based and available in 40 states. Head to cut.com. That's KUTT.com and use promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Play their fantasy pick'em for a chance to win 100x in NBA, NHL, college basketball, and more. Sign up today using promo code SGPN to get a 100% deposit match. We're also brought to you by Champs. Run your own March Madness pool and enter Champs free bracket contest for a chance to win $1,000. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/champs to enter today. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. Just want to say what's up to Nagels Bagels. Hope he's having a great day.
Breaking news, Ryan. Of course, we got a full college basketball slate, talking a bunch of conference tournament previews, a handful of games as well. But breaking news in the National Football League, my Philadelphia Eagles signed sweet pass rusher Duffy, and pretty excited
Bryce
about
Huff.
him. Oh, yeah, Bryce Huff.
I assume that's who you're talking
Yes, I don't know why I called him Duffy.
about. I wish his name was
Bryce Huff. There's an Eagles film guy who's named Duffy. That I confuse him. Bryce Huff added to the Eagles roster. Bunch of free agent moves. Kirk Cousins going to Atlanta. We got
Super Bowl frontrunner, Atlanta Falcons.
We got Danger Russ Wilson heading to the Steelers. We got Gardner Minshew signed with the Raiders. And of course, Saquon Barkley coming home to the great state of Pennsylvania, finally taking his talents to a winning organization in the Philadelphia Eagles. Former Whitehall High grad, Penn State grad. Shout out to Saquon. Welcome to the team, Saquon. Very excited for the signing, Ryan.
So what is the spin?
What's the spin?
What's the spin?
Spin is
What's like directly, because you've indirectly bashed the idea of paying running backs. The entire fan base of the Eagles has gloated at how little they pay for running backs and how smart it is.
Here's what I
And
would
specifically, you've targeted Saquon, his lack of production. You've pointed out his lack. You very smartly have pointed out his lack of production, his history with injuries, and his just general lack of pop that he had earlier in his career. So I guess I'm just curious as to what the spin is, because this was the offer that Joe Shane pulled from Saquon last year.
Well, and I think Saquon smartly didn't want to be tied to a organization that wasn't going anywhere, an organization that's just not a winning organization, an organization that doesn't have a dominant offensive line.
You're filibustering
Eagles.
right now.
No, I think the spin is, hey, no one thought the cap would shoot up this high, and with the cap being up this high, and with Howie Roseman's craftiness, we can afford, as the Philadelphia Eagles, we can afford to take shots on guys like Saquon Barkley. Pay him a couple bucks, but yeah, generally I'm against if this is preventing them from trading and signing a L'Jarius Sneed or a big name cornerback, then certainly I would say I'm against it. Now we can have our cake and eat it too, and Howie Roseman has shown the ability to do that. I think he's going to continue adding to the defense. I don't think he's done yet. I have it on good reporting. The Eagles are still working on at least one more big name for the free agency signing. So I'm not going to grade their free agency until it's over. And Saquon has some. I think Saquon is an exciting player.
Complete that sentence.
He's an exciting player. I was always against the idea of drafting a running back number 2 overall. I never thought that was a good idea, and I still don't think it's a good idea. Now, paying for a running back at this time, maybe they overpaid, but I would say they're in win now mode. They have a nice window here with Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith. Why not push all in? And I could say this. I think we haven't seen Saquon behind this offensive line with this Eagles training staff. So I'm optimistic about the Saquon Barkley, and he's going to be motivated for at least 2 games of the year going up against the Giants, a team that didn't think he was worth anything, a team that kicked him to the curb. Tiki Barber saying I saw Sebastian.
Tiki's a piece of shit. He never played for the Eagles.
I saw Sebastian calling him Benedict Barkley.
I love that. That's a shirt idea. Listen, you want to talk about retiring a Giant and cashing in on what that means in the afterlife? Fuck off. Now, what I would say is what
about winning the Super Bowl with the Eagles? Now that's how you cash in.
There is a strange, there is probably something we should bring up, and I have a feeling you've completely forgotten about this. And I don't want to completely derail the episode, but we did make a bet one day about Saquon Barkley's likelihood to win a Super Bowl versus the quarterback class that year. If you recall,
I don't recall that bet.
Okay, I'll have to pull the tape.
What was the bet?
Basically, I had Saquon, you had the quarterbacks.
Okay, and wait, let me pull up that draft class.
It's just funny now that he's on the Eagles, and so you have to actively root against yourself.
Well, I mean,
it's Josh Allen, I believe.
Sam Darnold's really close to winning a Super Bowl.
Might
Josh Allen. In my defense, Josh Allen probably should have won a Super Bowl by now.
Nope, but
if it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I would say I'm mostly just curious to hear the spin from the.
No, I think it's I was
a lot of shit.
I was surprised that Howie Roseman did the deal. But again, I think if you actually look at the deal, it's a very team friendly deal. They got a decent out of the contract after this year. And I think because the salary cap went up, they're in a position to make these kind of deals. So I'm all for adding talent to the roster. I think impartially you could say it would be an upgrade over DeAndre Swift, as
he's the same running back. That's the part that doesn't make sense. The same way that DeAndre Swift frustrates teams is the same way that Barkley is going to frustrate teams. The same reason that he was never going to go to the Texans or a team that runs that type of scheme, because he dances around, because he doesn't always just hit the hole, because he isn't the best blocker in the passing game. Like these are the reason that Giants fans were frustrated. This is the Giants didn't offer him the top level contract because he isn't a guy that can do it in all facets of the game. And when you're supposed to be the top guy, you have to. And I think when you look at the Eagles spending almost $100 million on a third down specialist and a running back who's seen his better days, it doesn't seem maybe Howie's lost a step. I mean,
there's been many people who have doubted Howie Roseman, myself included, and Howie's come out on top almost every single time.
What I don't get, the media seems to have agreed that they like this move now. They like all of a sudden last year, make fun of the Zoom call. This year, now we like running backs getting paid. I'm very convinced that Howie has some sort of evidence over the media.
We were the only ones making fun of the running back Zoom call. No one in the media was making fun of it. They were like, "These guys are heroes. They're unionizing."
But the market wasn't there, and they were calling out how the market wasn't going to be there.
The market got there because the cap jumped up $50 million. No one saw that coming.
I mean, sure,
everyone's getting paid, Ryan.
Now, who's getting paid like Saquon?
DeAndre Swift.
What did he get?
He got a pretty similar.
He got $37.5 million.
No, you can't talk. What are you reading? Agent numbers? Come on.
I'm reading the number. I haven't. There are no real numbers yet. So don't tell me you have real numbers. No, there are no real numbers because the deal's not filed yet with the fucking league. So don't tell me your real numbers are. We're going off what the fucking deal, because the Bryce Huff deal, $51 million, that's been underreported by all accounts, and it's as much as $60 million.
Oh no,
I'm just saying, fucking numbers don't matter right now.
No,
well, that's a questionable deal too. I know you're going to point to advanced metrics and stuff. He's a third down guy. I was so hopeful the Giants would not go after him.
Why?
He doesn't play on first and second down.
Yeah, that's why we rotate the defensive edge rusher.
It's just a lot of money. That's all.
It's not my money. It's Howie
not your
Roseman's.
money. But it's going to be fun to hear the Saquon stuff. So looking forward to it.
15.5 guaranteed for DeAndre Swift, right? And Saquon's probably 25, but I'm sure they can get out of it if they need to.
That's a lot more for a guy who's older and been more banged up.
I just love how angry Giants fans have gotten because of it.
Who's angry?
A lot of Giants fans are upset about.
What are they angry about?
You tell me.
This is ideal.
Oh, okay.
The Eagles literally did the thing that you really shouldn't do. I understand why they did it. I understand they're in a window of their cap where they punted all this Jalen Hurts money down the road and some other guys. And this is the window they have to spend the money. So they were always going to spend the money here. Feels a little reckless, but I certainly don't. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that you're also spun so into this so quickly.
No, I'm shocked. I said I wouldn't pay Barkley.
You told Howie Jalen Hurts was a fucking atrocious pick in the moment, and you spun yourself onto this.
Yeah, and I
great.
was wrong.
You were
Howie was right.
You were
so
shitting,
don't question Howie Roseman.
You were shitting all over.
You just
Saquon's injury history, his lack of explosiveness.
Yeah,
and now you're going to lose all credibility with the fans and tell them that you're excited about this deal.
No, you don't listen. I said if it was up to me, I wouldn't have signed him.
Yeah.
If it's precluding you from getting other guys on the defensive side of the ball, and we haven't seen that yet.
So you'll be pissed if they don't walk away with a cornerback or something.
Well, again, we don't know what the deals are for cornerback.
Oh, I agree with you. I think you could spend this money better on the offensive line, defensive line, secondary.
Yeah, Eagles don't need help in free agency on the offensive line. I do think they need help in cornerback. And stay tuned. This is not the last Eagles big free agent signing.
You want to break news or?
No, I'm telling you, yeah. I have it on good authority. They got one more move up their
what
sleeve.
Position? Give us a tease. You're not even going to tease it.
It's on the defensive side of the ball.
Okay, cornerback.
Stay tuned.
So Snead, huh?
Stay tuned.
Okay, trade.
Stay tuned.
Okay.
Well, Snead, you would have to trade for.
Interesting.
So.
All right. Well. Yeah, I mean
Saquon, let's go, baby!
Shocking day.
Now for all these years I had to pretend to not be a fan of Saquon Barkley. Now those chains have been lifted, and I can enjoy. Yeah, Ryan, do you have some discount Barkley jerseys?
You can have that, and I'll get my daughter to paint this doll here green, so you can have a green Saquon doll.
Yeah, let's go Saquon. All right, Ryan.
I really do feel like there's gonna be some people that are gonna come after you for your just.
What do you mean?
They're gonna come after you for how quickly you've just buckled.
No, now that he's a part of the team, why would I not embrace him?
Yeah, no.
I mean, the only reason I wouldn't want Saquon, and I've said that from the beginning, if they drafted him second overall, I would not want Saquon. If they gave up a ton to get him, I wouldn't want Saquon. I don't think with the new cap, this is going to look like a ton of money.
I'm sure the cap always goes up though.
Yeah, but not like this.
But the cap always
was a
goes
crazy
up.
Jump.
It wasn't a crazy jump. It was slightly more than they were expecting. And yeah, I mean, I that's fine if that's how you want to justify it.
Can't take the cap space with you, Ryan. We're here to talk college basketball picks. Joining us on the line in just a second from the College Basketball Experience, Mr. Colby Dant. And of course, make sure you head over to cut.com, sign up over there, get going. KUTT.com, promo code SGPN, get the 10% deposit bonus. I'm just taking people's money left and right. Call me Robin Hood, Robin from these fellow rich cut users. Giving it to the poor, aka my cut account. It is growing. It's just so fun to go head to head. Perfect for March Madness, where a bunch of teams talking smack. Imagine Duke, UNC. You got Terrell, you got Nick Dant, both on the opposite sides of that great rivalry. And they can just settle it right there on cut. Don't have to pay a ton of juice, ton of vig. And the best part is, you can come up with your own bets. So I am on a bet we created, 1.5 buzzer beaters. I took the under 1.5 conference tournament buzzer beaters. Again, so much fun. KUTT.com, promo code SGPN. Join us on the line, Mr. Colby Dant. What's happening, Colby?
Well, I just wanted to jump in and say that 14 of the 16 teams that made the NFL playoffs were in the top 17 in rushing. Running the football matters. Love the signing. I think it's one of the most overrated nuggets. Oh, this isn't a running league anymore. Well, I would look at the NFL playoffs and deduce that the teams that rushed the ball had more success in the postseason.
Yeah, they just often aren't invested in it. But yeah, I mean, I agree. Yeah. I love that the Giants signed Devin Singletary. I certainly I don't have a problem with it. It's more that I didn't like 2 months ago have a very strong opinion that was completely contradictory to my opinion today.
Yeah, again, I thought that was before I knew the cap numbers, and that was I thought it would
Your
be
Saquon Barkley opinion was based on the cap numbers.
Yeah, that we would have to pay him a lot of money. This isn't a lot of money. Come on, right?
Oh, this is that clip that.
Yeah, that's not a lot of money. If they're like, oh, we can't re-sign Devonta Smith because we signed Saquon Barkley, then I'll be pissed.
We haven't even gotten into my concern over the locker rooms with Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelce leaving.
Well, Fletcher Cox wasn't a positive in the locker room. Jason Kelce was, and he will be missed. All-time Eagle. And Fletcher Cox also all-time Eagle, but he was not a necessarily a positive force in the locker room.
And another clip surfaced that just reiterates how strong, or I should say how far presidents have fallen since the great George Bush. You think any of our current presidents would walk up to a defensive tackle in the NFL and attempt to chirp at him at all? Like the fact that Fletcher Cox talks shit back is excellent, but which one of our politicians recently is going to have any sort of words with a giant ass fucking man like that? Again, George Bush.
Yeah, Fletcher Cox talked a bunch of shit to President Bush, saying we're gonna whoop your ass, the Cowboys. So that was great. Fletcher Cox, all-time Eagle, great. Before we get into college basketball picks, we got a couple bonus plays for Tuesday. Of course, make sure you check out the episode we taped Sunday night. A bunch of games on Tuesday. We kind of broke it up because we were doing the conference tournaments. Getting ahead of those, mixed with some games. So the Sunday night episode we recorded has Monday and Tuesday play.
Listen, people, there's 10 conference tournaments starting on Wednesday.
Ryan's really freaking out scheduling all this.
No, I mean, think about what our Wednesday is going to be like.
It's going to be madness, baby.
We had to get out ahead of it. I'm sorry.
And while we're in the college mode, Ryan, if you could see right here, DGen University hat.
I'm also
Kramer's rocking the DGen University sweatshirt. Colby's.
Also, by the way, there may be a new alt look to the store coming soon.
And not Zubaz pants, but very close to Zubaz pants. Completely unique design from Zubaz. Those things are in the merch store. All of it. Promo code madness, 15% off. And since we are in the college spirit, what better time to announce? Ryan,
yes,
please cue the music. That's right. We are officially opening up applications to the inaugural class of DGen University. That's right. Head over to dgen.university, where you'll provide your name, your information, and your DGen distinctions. You know, what kind of DGen activities you've been involved in, any degenerate honors you've earned over the years, what makes you worthy to rock DU gear, to call yourself a DU grad, and what will you do if admitted into DGen University? We're just not letting any jerk off into this prestigious university. You got to show us you want it. What are you going to do to spread the word about the Sports Gambling Podcast, SGPN? Telling people, smashing them, making sure they subscribe. What are you going to do to make a difference in this world? AKA grow this fucking podcast, baby. Who wants in? dgen.university. Completely free of charge. Everyone's on a scholarship. No NIL deals. Let's go.
I love this music.
Yeah, you can keep playing this out.
Is it long?
Yes. All right, let's talk picks.
Well, we were getting to the drum, the strong drum section. You know, if the university thing goes well and we start, maybe we grow some almond plants and we start becoming almond farmers, we would have D's nuts.
I like that, Ryan.
Yeah, I was as you were saying it. It came to me. It was like a organic, artisanal joke. All right, we got only 3 games on the slate for tomorrow, Tuesday, March 12th. There will be a couple more that will materialize once some games transpire later on today, Monday, March 11th. Got to get in the time machine to get this stuff straight. Special shout out to the anonymous Narwhal and anonymous Rhino in the sheets. Of course, you can get access to the sheets, Sean.
Yes.
By heading over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. All right. 3 games, like I mentioned, tiny little baby conferences, but Colby insists we talk about them. The American East. I assume this is the what round is this? The semis?
Correct.
We got New Hampshire of the North taking on conference favorites. I do possess a future on them. Thank you very much. The Vermont Catamounts laying 13.5. Any reason to jump? I know they really had a tight one in the first round.
Oh my God, Albany, you fucked up. You could have won that game. The Great Danes had them on the ropes. Vermont kind of just needed a miracle to pull that out. It was a
gut check. It was a gut check. You know, Albany had only won 2 of their last 12 games. You kind of thought you just phone this in, and you forget in sports you actually have to try a little bit. I mean, they beat New Hampshire by 16 the last time they played them at home. Lay it. They woke up. They woke up already.
Yeah. As much as I want to see New Hampshire lose, I do feel like, to Colby's point, I had the instant reaction as soon as it happened. Oh man. All right. I guess Vermont's going to roll, as unfortunate as it is.
Sound of Colby's ice. Yeah, I'm going to continue to ride Vermont here. My simple system: if I take a future in a minor conference, there's 0% chance I'm picking against that team. I think Sean's on the same system as me.
Yeah, for the most part.
Real quick, I don't want to break into the games, but I noticed in the chat that is everything okay with Noah? Has he found a lady companion or something?
All those Manscaped reads. The guy's gonna, the LeBaron is just if the LeBarons are rocking, don't go a knocking.
He was down there in Sarasota. You know,
he's got a lady in Sarasota. Is he getting catfish like Manti Te'o?
Yeah, there's rumblings. He was down there in Florida. I don't know what he was doing. He was at the fucking Caddyshack bar. The set of the Caddyshack bar. So yeah, maybe he made a little. I always like to think of those '80s movies where you go on like a resort, like the movie Private Resort or something. Or those ski movies that happened in the '80s where they're all like at a ski town. Noah, Great Outdoors. I think that same thing happens. He goes on vacation. Movie. He gets a kiss right on the gazebo. You know what I mean? And just boom, he's coming back to Michigan with a pep in his step, perhaps.
Oh, I like that. Well, whether it was a man or a woman, congratulations, Noah.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Noah, save some for Vegas, man. You don't want to be completely drained.
And yeah, seriously. Hydrate, dude. You gotta go. I thought you were on the 3-month plan. What the game we just discussed was, I think if I said this and it was wrong, I think it was at 2 PM. Is it not, Colby?
Did I put 3 PM?
I think the Vermont game, it tips at 2 PM.
You're right.
Could be wrong. Okay.
Did I fuck that up? I might have fucked that up.
I might. Oh. Yeah. However, whoever fucked it up, we did so together. I and team Colby. 3 PM on the West Coast. We're heading to Lowell, Massachusetts, or Lowell, depending on how you're feeling. Bryant comes.
You nailed the pronunciation.
Comes to town. It's Lowell, just like Louisville. UMass Lowell -6. Imagine saying Lowell with that accent.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man.
Now this is definitely the better game in the semifinal round here for the AE. Colby.
They just played on February 29th, and the Riverhawks beat them by I think it was 22 points, if memory serves me correct. That's concerning. Bryant, though, from a talent perspective, if you throw out everything that had happened with their coach being suspended and fired and Phil Martelli Jr. coming in, their team is like Bryant from a talent perspective should be able to cover this. Fuck it. I'll take a shot. The fact they played that recently, I think maybe you can make some adjustments. Call old dad on the phone saying, Dad, Michigan season's been fucking over. What can we do here to get the upper hand on the Riverhawks? So give me the shot on the points, man. They have like I said, they have some transfers that came in and did I say Riverhawks? I meant Bulldogs. I think Brian can stay
now
with
we're actually gonna get a bad review, Ryan. When I mess up names, people don't mind. It's endearing. When Colby does it, it's like, wow, this guy's.
But at least it was the other team's name.
About the Riverhawks.
Yeah. At least it was the other team's name. It wasn't me just going completely off the reservation here.
Oh, here we go.
No.
Give me Bryant to cover. Give me Bryant to cover.
I'm on UMass. UMass just destroyed them both games.
Yep.
Beat them up in Bryant. I think they're just a noticeably better team. I don't see the Cinderella story for this Bryant team. Unfortunately,
Appalachian State swept Arkansas State in the regular season, but Arkansas State had something to say about that third game.
No, that is. I mean, again, it's always tough to beat a team 3 times unless it's the Giants and Eagles in the NFL. But for the most part, I'm with you. It can be tricky, but I don't know. I've just seen a lot of good basketball out of this UMass team, at least relative to where they're at.
Totally failed to use my Saquon being the Boston Scott replacement. Just
someone's got to score touchdowns against
just
Giants.
There for the 2 games versus the Giants. I don't understand why you're getting cute here, Colby, and taking these points. I'm with I'm going to lean into my system. If you dominated a team in the regular season twice, I'm going to take you for that third time. And Colby can continue to be like a flat earther and point out.
Well, Sacramento State would be another example. They had gotten swept in the regular season. They won against the 1 seed Eastern Washington last night. I don't know if you caught it. We could also talk about Idaho State and Northern Colorado. There's a lot of examples of this.
I don't know if they all apply, but I will say I'm expecting to hear the college experience stealing UMass. I'd like to buy a Lowell, please. -6. 4 p.m. on the West Coast. We're heading to North Andover, Maryland. Always feels like they're missing a letter there. Wagner headed Wagner and Merrimack. This is the final. Am I wrong there, Colby?
This is the final, I also think we should shout out Nicholas Greenwell in the chat, who is he's adamant about Bryant, and he says Nathan, who is on Nathan. Shout out to Nathan in the chat, is on UMass Lowell, and Nicholas is saying, "Come over to cut. Let's do battle."
Ooh, I like this.
What? Yeah, choose your weapons. What are you gonna go with? You going with a little switchblade, maybe a samurai sword? This is the NEC championship. Remember the NEC, Sean? It was the conference with the sick graphic for their bracket. It also is the conference who has its own app that you have to download to watch.
Long Island almost won that first game.
The Sharks.
They were alive
and they covered. They hit for us still.
Yeah.
Once again, you guys, I catch a lot of flack about my strategies, and here I am sitting with a Merrimack +110 ticket in my pocket. Any reason to fade my position, Colby?
No, because Merrimack won the tournament last year and wasn't allowed to go to the NCAA tournament. I think this is the one that they've been waiting for 2 years for this. As much as Wagner has played really good ball in this tournament, I think Merrimack's at the finish line. Just get there, and you could finally go dancing, which you've been waiting for so fucking 700 days. I feel like so. Let's go, Merrimack. Minus the number.
I'm going against you. I like this Wagner team. I think this is Cinderella's story written all over it. Shout out to all the stat rats on Staten Island. Gonna be rooting for Wagner.
Wait, you found one.
I'm in on this Wagner team. 75% from the line in conference, and they beat Merrimack. They beat Merrimack in Merrimack. I don't think they're scared of this team. I think Colby could be right in that they do go dancing. But I think this could be a game. This Wagner team isn't going to go down without a fight. So +6.5, way too many points for a scrappy Wagner basketball program.
That was the only loss Merrimack had all season at home. You want to talk about a revenge spot? I mean, -6.5 and the money line is +110 for me. That almost feels like I'm cheating. I'm laying it. I told you, I'm not going against my futures. I'm doubling down. Not a pussy. Colby? Agree.
Yeah, he's on Merrimack.
Yeah, he's on
Merrimack. Yeah.
Let's get it done. Hey, before we talk SEC conference tournament, shout out to Champs. You guys signed up over at Champs, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/champs. Eagles are Super Bowl champs 2017. That was a good time. March Madness pools. You can host your own pool on Champs, and you get a free entry to their March Madness contest. $1,000 prize, free entry for $1,000. And then if you host your pool on Champs, you get an extra free entry. So you can get 2 free entries for a chance to win $1,000. I don't know what you're waiting for. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/champs to get started today.
We did have the NFL Network on all day, and just these insiders and newsbreakers complaining about having to do their fucking job. I mean, Ian Hackaport leading the way.
Wow, Ryan.
What?
Oh, just calling out our fellow journalists.
It's his God-given name. Oh, I mean, he doesn't participate in the same realm of ethics that we do. So I disagree with your commentary about Ian Hackaport. All right. All right. We got, like I said, 10 conferences have their conference tournaments start on Wednesday, March 13th. We're going to hop ahead to there, and we're going to cover it's on part 1 here. We're going to cover the major conferences that most people care about: the SEC, the Pac-12, the Mountain West, the Big 10, and the Big East. We're going to save the WAC, Big West, AAC, aka the American, the MEAC, and the SWAC for tomorrow, because I'm guessing less people care about them. Not making any sort of statement, just
don't tell that to Cole.
Just the facts.
Yeah, I didn't know.
No.
I didn't know the SEC really cared about basketball. Just
Oh wow.
Judging by what they've been doing, them in the Big 10, I don't think they really care about basketball.
It's true. Not like the purists at the Mountain West. I'm willing to say the Mountain West is my official favorite conference. It could be the favorite.
Nice save.
Don't we make it our favorite conference? Don't we make it the official conference of the Sports Gambling Podcast?
Which one?
The Mountain West.
We're teaching a class at DGen University on the Mountain West.
I feel like the Mountain West is the first conference we should have tight affiliations with. I mean, they do their media day in Vegas. That's a great start. That's a great start.
Come on, what more do you need?
We're basically cousins. All right,
#Legends
let's head over to the big money conference that is the SEC. Of course, it just means more. So much more that they're playing in. I checked this like 14 times, but they're playing at the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee, which of course, I mean, who can forget, originally was the Nashville Arena, then became the Gaylord Entertainment Arena, and then the Sommet Center, and now the Bridgestone Arena. You know, of course, an arena that hosts basketball games on the regular, home of the hockey Cats. This is great. They have Cats with a K, which is an AFL team, the Nashville Predators, which is a NHL team, and the Nashville Stampede, which is a professional bull riding team. They don't play basketball here regularly. The conference where things mean more, they're going to play in an arena where the surface does not get played on regularly. Is this not the craziest shit you've ever heard?
No, this is Greg Sankey 101. Greg Sankey 101. He wants to dumb down. He wants to dumb down the sports in college athletics. They want to wants to turn them all into a fucking JC Penney. All right, and this is what's happening.
I don't want to be disrespectful, but I mean, you're paying all this money for your players. Like Texas A&M literally gave away the rights to their research department to the Middle East to get players just to play in a hockey arena in Nashville. I couldn't believe what I uncovered just with a little bit of Googling. Anyway, looking at the odds. Quick notes on the tournament.
I'm very angry about SECs.
It's a little odd, right? It's in Tennessee also, which isn't exactly. It's kind of SEC country.
Dude, they play their football championship at that bullshit stadium in Atlanta.
At least that's
why are you surprised by that?
At least that's in the middle of their fucking conference. This is strange for many reasons. All right, looking at the bracket, no real things to note. Double bye system in play.
Nicholas Greenwald wanted to confirm that there actually is a Gaylord Entertainment Center.
That was the previous name of this place. It was previously named the Gaylord Entertainment Center.
Sounds
from
fun.
1999 to 2007. If you were wondering.
I'm surprised that works there in Tennessee.
Oh, well, I mean, Gaylord was probably some sort of musician. It's a big music town, if you didn't know. Tennessee. The top 4 seeds get double buys, and then we have a couple play-in games, aka first round games. Why can't we go back to calling things? If there's not a full round, it's not a round. It's a play-in. Going from the bottom to the top. Pretty easy to tell who plays the extra games. Missouri, the 14 seed, Vanderbilt, the 13 seed, 1,000 to 1 each. Georgia, the 11 seed, Arkansas, the 12 seed, 300 to 1 for Arkansas, Georgia, 500 to 1. RIP Blue Cane. Those are all the teams that play in the play-in round, aka the first round. Then you have LSU at 300 to 1. These odds are I mean, this is the kind of thing you'd expect to see in a mid-major conference in terms of like disparity between the top and the bottom. I think Colby's onto something here in terms of how this has changed. Imagine being LSU and you're 300 to 1 as the 8 seed, Ole Miss the 10 seed 250 to 1, Texas A&M the 7 seed. Shout out to Buzz, not dead yet. 100 to 1, Mississippi State the 9 seed 65 to 1. The Cox of South Carolina, who, by the way, that lady cock who absolutely bull rushed that chick from LSU. Shout out to her. That's teammates right there. That's team ball. 5 seed, they're 60 to 1. Florida, the Gators 6 seed 20 to 1. And then you get to the top. These are the 4 teams with the double bye. Alabama, the 3 seed plus 450. Kentucky, the 2 seed plus 400. Auburn, the 4 seed plus 260, and Tennessee, the 1 seed plus 130. How you cannot look at Kentucky right now? I know it's a little chalky as the 2 seed. This team is playing some serious ball. They've gone to places and beaten teams in hostile environments. They don't play defense, but they have the highest ceiling. So I think my card starts with Kentucky at 4 to 1. Colby,
100%. I mean, the bracket, that side of the bracket. If you look at what they have to do. Oh, they're going to get the winner of Ole Miss A&M. Those teams both suck ass. I mean, maybe the buzzsaw can get up. I think they got them once, maybe just because they're veterans, but you got to lean Kentucky with the way they're playing there.
Neither one of those teams can score with Kentucky. Like that's the reality. It doesn't matter how bad they play defense.
A&M is that one, like if you want to take a long shot, I think A&M could be just because they're all seniors and super seniors.
Doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It's not the same. He's not sweating the same through that suit.
But you got to love the fact that Kentucky will get Alabama or Florida. I mean, Florida, they split 1-1, but assuming Alabama gets revenge on Florida, if you get Alabama, you got to love that matchup. If you're Kentucky, in my opinion, if you get Florida, maybe you worry a little bit more, but I like being on the south side of that bracket where you don't have to take on, the Gamecocks, Tennessee or Auburn. So, or even Arkansas, which could be dangerous. I'll
say I'm with you guys on Kentucky. 4 to 1 feels like the sharp play here. I don't know if Tennessee should be that low of a favorite, although them with the chip on their shoulder, I understand it. If they play Kentucky, certainly revenge is going to be on their mind.
They're kind of,
I think it's in the Tennessee. Main thing is that it's going to be a very Tennessee crowd,
hostile crowd.
Yeah.
What about
Kentucky has a crowd everywhere. That's the thing is with these conference tournaments, like a team like Kentucky is going to be represented everywhere. And you don't think Bama and Auburn? I mean, these people are crazy.
What about South Carolina 60 to 1?
Love that.
I feel like they finished the second half of the season. I mean, you just look basically from January 20th on, they only lost 3 games, bunch of wins in conference. They've beaten Kentucky by 17 at home, so they at least showed an ability to slow down Kentucky's scoring. Now, obviously, they've had trouble with Auburn and Alabama, but both those games were on the road, maybe in a neutral site.
I love that angle because I actually like that angle with them playing Auburn again because Auburn got them by like 50 points at the Jungle.
Yeah, they embarrassed them.
Yeah. So I think that would be personal for South Carolina. Now I do think they did win in Knoxville against Tennessee, but I do think that is a tricky game for them. And then Arkansas is that one team. Arkansas is like the A&M of the north side of the bracket here. Like Arkansas led at Kentucky for a long time. They have gotten up. They should have beat Alabama in Alabama. I thought they got hosed on a potential goaltending call with like 30 seconds left. So Arkansas has shown some signs of life here, and the Must Bus historically in March, wins games.
Oh my God. All right. Look what we can do. All right. Here's the plan. We got Kentucky on the south side already.
Yep.
It's chalky. We're not doing anything else down there. That's our position. Right. But for our bring back, we like South Carolina 60-1. We throw Arkansas in as a tiny hedge at 300-1. Cause like Colby said, they have a ceiling. And then just to put the bow on it, we're kind of banking on Tennessee maybe getting knocked out. Why not have them get knocked out by Hail State, Mississippi State 65-1. Now, and so we've got 3 teams from the other side to match up against Kentucky at 60, 65 and 300-1. Thoughts on that overall strategy, Colby?
I have I like everything except the Hail State angle. I just don't think they suck on the road. And I know this is like, they're going to have to play at Tennessee essentially. I mean, it's not.
Let me pitch it to you. Here's they play a play-in game. And so if they play against LSU and they're balling out, maybe they're hitting their shots, something that they have to do and then they go and they play against the Tennessee team and they just shock the world. Cause the team that shocks Tennessee, more likely to engage in a rock fight or just outscore them.
I mean, I guess rock fight, but
Mississippi State likes a rock fight.
I'll listen to your South Carolina angle and your Arkansas angle. And for me, you go Mississippi State. I'll go Texas A&M.
Okay. So I like this. We've both built a portfolio of 4 teams. And what I would probably do is put a unit on Kentucky and then chop a unit up for the other 3 and go 3rd unit each.
Yeah, I'll toss in Arkansas as well. I'll keep it just 3 plays for me. Don't want to extend too many units, but Kramer, Kentucky, South Carolina, Mississippi State, and Arkansas. Me, Kentucky, South Carolina, and Arkansas. Colby, the Kentucky, South Carolina, Texas A&M, which is 100-1, and then Arkansas 300.
You know how mad I'll be if Buzz wins this fucking thing and I'm not on it. No, I'm not gonna have it. All right, you want to talk first round / playing round? I'll be curious to see if we have any moisture issues with them putting a basketball court on top of a live hockey arena. Again, you laugh at me, but when you don't typically do this, the number one problem they have is going to be moisture on the fucking court. Colby, can we get this listed on cut? Will there be a game delay because there's moisture on the fucking hockey arena floor in Nashville for the SEC tourney? Vanderbilt, the 13 seed, Arkansas, the 12 seed, as mentioned, at a hockey arena in Nashville, Tennessee, 4 p.m. on the West Coast. Arkansas laying a whopping 6.5. My gut, in fact, it almost feels like a sneeze reaction. Is you can't lay this many points with Arkansas against anybody, but it is Vanderbilt, who they lost to.
Just recently in Fayetteville. That's what I'm saying. I actually think we got to take Vandy in the points here, just because.
Yeah.
Stackhouse is not going to be the coach next year. This is the team knows this is a get up spot for Jerry Stackhouse, and we were just on them against the Florida Gators when they won outright at home their last game as a double digit dog. And you saw this last year. Vanderbilt made a late season push where they looked a lot better. I could see Arkansas covering this, but I just think the safer play is taking Vandy in the points.
Yeah, it's a massive. I mean,
in Nashville too. I mean, the Vanderbilt, those fans, those they've been used to the construction tarp. Now they get the ice rink.
Do I sprinkle some Vanderbilt 1,001 in my portfolio just in case?
I'm not. Vanderbilt does fit that profile. We see it all the time of a team that sucks, but they have a little bit of life. towards the conference tournament. Maybe not, certainly Vandy not going to win it all, but at least make Arkansas work for it early on. And they finished strong. So I'm with you, Colby. I'll take Vanderbilt. At least they finished strong by Vanderbilt standards. I'll take them in the 6.5.
Well, if Colby's not going to let me, or if Sean's not going to let me add to my portfolio, then I'm out on this Vanderbilt team. Give me Arkansas. This is where the run starts with a blowout. Oh man, that the Arkansas fans love Sean. Missouri, the 14 seed.
Woo pig.
They are taking on rest in peace Blue Cane. Georgia Bulldogs, the 11 seed, 6:30 p.m. here on the West Coast, and they're playing the games this late at night. My God. Although this could be Central Time, I'm not exactly up to speed on Tennessee time zones. Georgia laying 5. Colby.
Mizzou. They went winless in the regular season. Look
at all the red, Sean.
This is
it. This is
hear me out. They have not won in 2024.
Hear me out.
Hear me out.
I'm listening to you.
They
lost 18 in a row.
Missouri played Georgia. It was a close game back on January 6th. They haven't played in a long time. Had they played more recently, I feel like Missouri would have won the game because Georgia down the stretch has been complete ass as well. Their one win is a 3-point win against Ole Miss, and then they got Vandy. So it's not like they're firing on all cylinders here. And you add in the fact that Mizzou has been covering all these games. They covered against LSU. They covered against Ole Miss. They covered against Florida. So I think they can give them a game. Give me the Tigers. I think this is a potential money line sprinkle.
We Tigers.
Really? They've lost 18 in a row.
But not 19, Sean.
They are the worst team in the conference ATS, 9-22.
But Sean, they are great from the line. They are one of the nation's best free throw shooting team, falling inside Ken Pond's top 10. They also are one of the most experienced teams in the nation. So if anyone's going to make a sneaky weird run in the Southeastern Conference, it's going to be Missouri.
They also won at Minnesota, your boys.
All right, real quick. You guys want to put a company bet on Missouri to win the SEC?
Sure.
1,000 to 1. All right, we all get
put
to put
$5.
We all get to add that to our portfolio.
All right, you guys bullied me into Missouri.
Oh yeah, we're taking Missouri. Let's go. We Tigers.
We Tigers. You won me over with the highest. When I saw that 79% from the line, I'm like, all right. I'm worried I'm falling into Pacific once again here, but I'm going to trust you guys that Missouri's the play.
Trust but verify.
Trust but verify. Hey, I want to verify. If you guys signed up over at UnderdogFantasy.com, what are you waiting for? We've been cashing in on these fantasy pick'ems in college basketball, higher, lower. It's super fun. Not a lot of spots even offer these, so really cool that Underdog has this product. If you're listening to this Monday, maybe still time to get on the one we gave out Sunday night. Aiden Mahaney, lower 22.5 PRA for St. Mary's there, and then Ryan Nembhard for the Zags, higher 13.5 points. Colby, do you want to toss out another one?
Why not? Let's go with the former Wyoming Cowboy Graham Ike for Gonzaga. Lower 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists. They're going to be up by high. They're going to be up by so much. He's going to hit the bench. They're going to preserve him for the St. Mary's game. And then I'll jump over to the Horizon League Milwaukee Northern Kentucky game. BJ Freeman for Milwaukee's an absolute dog. I will take the higher 22.5 points.
Now we are all on Northern Kentucky. Are we worried about taking a Milwaukee higher?
No, that's all right. I got a future on them too. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's fine. Wait, are we doing double higher?
No, we're doing lower on Graham Ike at Gonzaga, 30.5 PRA, and BJ Freeman higher, 22.5 points. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN.
I think the fact that he came prepared with a lower and a higher is a good sign.
That's the only time we've been winning is when we've been following that formula. So
when do we when do we dust off? Maybe for the official tourney, we dust off some like 5-leggers.
Yeah, we'll go crazy for the tournament. Don't worry about that.
I feel like I'm getting a lot of this basic stuff, you know. All right.
Can I also talk about? I want to. I'm gonna. Can I, if I may, be able to hijack the show here, Josh? I'm sending you a player that I think we all need to start talking about. That hit a game winner last night to beat the much higher ranked North Dakota Fighting Hawks, and he's an absolute dog. And I think he's our new Kelly LePepe.
Oh.
His name is Frankie Fiddler, and he plays for the Omaha Mavericks. And
Who's a real person?
This is he hit the game winner last night. They play the Denver Pioneers tonight. I think Omaha's on to something here. Frankie Fiddler on the roof, gonna get it done here. And I'm telling you, this is our guy. This is our guy moving forward. Great name. Tell me that's a classic March Madness name. So he's got to will himself to the NCAA tournament here, because he's just the name is spot on.
I need to hear Jim Nance say Fiddler on something. I mean, and shout out to producer. I mean, that was a big moment for producer Josh. That dynamic ad could have been anything. Fortunately for him, it was ESPN bet. It was not something he didn't have a Jason Whitlock.
Yeah, you don't know like what you're searching around. All of a sudden, the dynamic ad serving you up something a little risque, a little interesting.
I will say for people who are parents, that is something that children don't quite understand, and so you can kind of simple detective work can happen just with those sweet ads. All right. We talked about the Southeastern Conference. We're going to head over to the rest. I'm saying rest in peace a lot tonight, but the RIP Pac-12, the final chapter. Hopefully we get some sort of Bill Walton monologue serenade as we lead into the tourney here.
The majestic desert colors coming together like the Grateful Dead solo of Sugar Magnolia. We are going to be smelling and embracing the sights and sounds of the desert as we watch the Tournament of Champions end.
We are
last one.
Pac-12.
Maybe they'll still have the tournament. Are they going to continue the tournament?
They could, I guess.
There's
teams?
A lot of talk that the Pac-2 with their war chest full of money, $500 million or something, could be the Mountain West, be the new Pac-12.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it does seem like that. It's routinely been put back on the table. The idea of just like absorbing. Anyway, we're heading to the T-Mobile Arena, which again makes a lot more sense than some of these conferences. Playing, I guess you could argue this is a hockey arena, but there is a professional basketball team that resides here in the WNBA. Gotcha. We're doing the simple single buy system. This is more of a classic tournament. You have everyone playing in a true first round, and then the top 4 seeds get buys into the quarterfinals, aka the second round. Let's look at the odds. We got Oregon State, Arizona State down at the bottom, 250 to 1 for Oregon State, Arizona State 150 to 1, Cal, the Bears 100 to 1, Stanford down at 60 to 1, UCLA 40 to 1, Washington 30 to 1, USC. That'd be fun if LeBron took a couple weeks off from the NBA just to pretend to be his son and play college ball at USC. That's a movie. He should make that when he's done playing. 22 to 1, Utah 17 to 1, Oregon, the Ducks. Heard a lot of people talking about the Ducks as a team that could go on a run. 11 to 1, Washington State 7 to 1, Colorado plus 480, and the favorites, the Wildcats of Arizona minus 150. I mean, first of all, it does seem like Arizona has established themselves. I mean, once again, this is now major conference number 2 that has odds that seem to resemble some of these minor conferences. Colby, does seem like the world's changing.
They established it. They just lost to USC, and they would have to play them in the second round.
Well, yeah. Let me finish my point. The odds are so stretched out how could you possibly lay Arizona as the favorite, knowing what we know about them?
Well, so I guess I would say this for Arizona. It's interesting because, I mean, obviously they don't need to win this to get into the tournament, the real tournament, but
not on the bubble.
USC just beat them. So then it's like, do you really? I mean, USC is a fun, sexy pick.
A lot of people picking them too.
They're playing well here at the home stretch. They're getting healthy, which is big. I mean, again, they beat Washington and Arizona this past week. UCLA, Utah, Colorado. They lost in double OT, so they've been playing their best ball here towards the end of the season. The counter is, do we really think it's possible USC could beat Arizona twice, essentially in the same week? That to me is kind of a big ask, but maybe they just match up well against them.
As a chalky, very popular pick.
Yeah.
To go make
they're kind of becoming a public darling.
Big time.
Well, I would say though, between them, like, I mean, I know UCLA got swept by Arizona, but they were up 17 in Tucson in the second half and lost that game. So it wouldn't shock me if the Bruins were able to take. I just think if you're Arizona, you almost don't want to win the thing because you saw you lose in the first round at Princeton last year.
Yeah. Get knocked out early, get some rest.
You
get
don't
a chip
care.
on your shoulder.
Yeah, you don't care about it. Well, the only thing that you could possibly, is there any additional juice from this being the last one? Doesn't matter. They're leaving. It doesn't.
I don't really. If and to me, like I just feel like this conference did not live up in the preseason. I actually thought it was going to be a lot better. Didn't live up to it this year, but this is going to be a bid stealing conference. I think. I really think Washington State and Arizona probably aren't going to win this thing, and it's going to be Colorado. I guess their last four in right now, but maybe the Buffs. They're hot right now. Arizona State and Utah. They're capable of beating Colorado though. And to me,
I kind of wanted to take Colorado, but at plus 480, do we like that price? It doesn't feel like, I don't think they win this 20% of the time.
I mean, I really think every team has a shot. I mean, maybe you throw out Oregon State, but every other team I think actually has.
I mean, honestly,
shot.
to your point, Colby, everyone who isn't the top three teams is absolutely stealing a bid. And by the way, unrelated, but it does seem like Indiana State has a shot, Sean. They're not as dead as Colby made them seem. I did some of my own research.
Yeah,
seems like they have a pulse. We just we can't have the Pac-12 steal a bid. So if we're rooting for Indiana State to get in, we need Arizona, Colorado, or Washington.
When that
State.
happens, let me know, because this happened with Illinois State in the Missouri Valley in the past 6 or 7 years. When Mullen had that program rolling, they lost to Drake in the championship game. With an unbelievable record, I think very similar to Indiana State's record, and they didn't even get and they got fucking hosed. So I understand these people will say, well, they have a shot if all this, but they've never done it. They've never done it. So until they do, I won't buy in.
To Colby's point, I think this is fairly wide open. I know I have a soft spot for UCLA, but at 40-1,
no way.
40-1,
no.
I mean, right away they have good history so far this season against Oregon State and Oregon. So I think them getting to the quarterfinals there on Friday, that's a pretty realistic path for this UCLA team. Now I know they closed kind of cold. They lost 5 there, but again, they've beaten Oregon State twice. They beat Oregon once and then lost by 5 in Oregon. I think they have a good chance to get past Oregon and Oregon State. And then after that, who knows? So I will take a small sprinkle on them at 40-1.
They're broken. Can't do it.
You want to know one that I think is pretty hilarious that I kind of like their path. Stanford.
What?
So Stanford, Jared Haas has somehow avoided being fired. He should have been fired like 7 years ago. This would just be the thing because everyone's pushing them out the door. They think, watch them win this. And look, they just whooped Cal's ass the other night.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they won by 22.
Yeah. And dude, Stanford beat Arizona this year. Stanford's had moments where they look really good. So getting Washington State in the second round, I think they could beat Washington State. And then I think they're capable of beating Utah, Arizona State, or Colorado. And then you're like, well, who do they get in the championship game? Well, that can be a mystery. I mean, it could be Oregon, could be UCLA, could be USC, could be Arizona, could be Washington. I just think it's not that crazy of a play. to sprinkle a little bit on the Stanford Cardinal.
I can't wait until Colby picks Cal +2.
Really?
When we break down the game, Cal Stanford. I'm with you, Colby. You made a great case for Stanford.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Stanford in the bottom part of the bracket, UCLA up top, and just go long shots here. Cause Colorado or Washington State, I think to me, most intriguing teams, but I don't feel like you're getting the best odds on this.
Stanford being the second best 3-point shooting team in the conference. I mean, that's the angle.
That's all you need.
I'm going to take a flyer on Utah. You know, there's a lot of Mormons in Vegas.
Oh,
a lot of Mormons in Vegas. I might have a little home edge, right? Utah and Stanford. I mean, this honestly is throw a fucking dart at the wall, but I just think the value, Utah, Colorado. I got no idea who's. I mean, I would lean buff. Colorado's roster is so much better than everyone's except Arizona's in this entire conference, but they've looked like shit this year for the most part. Sprinkle a little bit on the Utes. Watch them lose to Arizona State in the first game. That's what's going to be hilarious. We could eat shit here. All of our picks could be cooked in the first game.
All right, so I'm on. So here's what I had noted down. I'm gonna take USC. For they're also in good form. I think with the conference tournaments, you got to take the teams in good form. USC, Stanford. So that's 22-1 for USC. That's Stanford at 60-1.
I'm with you on USC. Throw me in on that action. They've been playing a lot better down the stretch.
And then maybe I just don't get cute and don't take it. If I was going to take a team at the top, like to your point, I would take Colorado.
Yeah. Colorado to me.
Let's take Colorado then. What are we doing? We love the Bison Buffs.
OJ Simpson's son, KJ Simpson's dog.
Yeah.
At plus 480. I'm not doing it.
But we also like Washington State. Go Cougs.
Kramer, you're on Colorado, USC, and Stanford.
Yep.
I'm on UCLA and Stanford. Colby's on Utah, USC, and Stanford.
Nice picks, everyone. All right, let's talk a little first round. Pac-12 back on Wednesday, March 13th, noon local time, out in beautiful Las Vegas, the T-Mobile Arena. USC, the 9 seed. Washington, the 8 seed. Washington's laying 1.5 points. Wrong team favorite.
This is still terrifying, right? Because
fight on. I don't even know what those.
This is still terrifying though, right? Because Washington announced that Mike Hopkins is not coming back this year. After this year, I thought he should have been fired like 2 years ago. But I don't understand why they released this shit going into the tournament. Because what happens if they win the fucking Pac-12 tournament?
Yep.
Then you're looking like a jackass.
Yeah, I don't care.
He's coaching it out though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm on USC too, but I just hate how they do that because your players.
No, I agree.
You could really be caught in a stupid spot. Watch Washington go to we saw Oregon State just 3 years ago. They were one of the worst seeds in the Pac-12 tournament. They won the Pac-12 tournament, stole the outright bid, and went all the way to the Elite 8. If that happens, you're going to have to keep Mike Hopkins.
Just for that reason alone, I'm taking Washington. I understand everyone's on USC. I understand they're playing hot. Bronny James balling out. Not really, but still, I think Colby laid out the narrative. I think he was liked by his kids. I think they're going to get up for this game. I don't think they're going to go down that easy against USC. Give me Washington.
I was just cracking up. It could be a character, LeBron James.
LeBron James.
That's LeBron when he dresses young and hip. All right, or 2:30 p.m. on the West Coast, where we got Oregon State. The Beavers are the 12 seed taking on UCLA, the 5 seed. UCLA laying 4. Man, UCLA is so broken. I don't know how you could possibly take them. They're so broken. I understand that
you have to take them.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oregon State is 1-9 outside of Corvallis. You have to take UCLA here. You have
as guys who live in LA and go to Vegas all the time. It's not much of a trip.
You think there's going to be a lot of UCLA, but UCLA's no one's been going to the games in LA. What are you talking about?
I mean, it's easier to get to Vegas than Westwood for most people in LA.
That's fair, but I mean,
I'm not really
they've
joking.
had serious issues with attendance this year. I'm going to take the Beavers.
Place is going to be popping.
Go Beavs.
Just wait until Rutgers visits next year. That's one they'll all be excited about.
Colby, you're on UCLA as well, right?
Yeah, this is a lock.
Really?
Yeah.
If Colby's taking UCLA as a lock,
Come
you know
on,
it's good.
it's classic stink right here. And to be clear, these are Prick Dundee numbers.
Yes.
So you're locking up a Prick Dundee number.
Well, I mean, we have to lock these numbers at the end of the show. So yeah.
Uh-oh. He's gonna lecture us again, Cole or Sean.
Don't get him. Don't bring up. Don't talk about Binghamton around Colby.
Have we figured out how to do the graphic where we get what his play was for
guys? You guys know the Chicago Bears are gonna get a dome. It's one of the worst fucking things that's ever fucking happened. And to me, it's killing off.
Add insult and injury.
Just finish off the NFL after that. All right, you get a dome for the Chicago Bears. We should take a blowtorch to America. All right.
Just put them down.
Yeah.
Stanford, the 10 seed, which we were talking about them just 2 minutes ago. They can get hot. They're taking on the Cal Bears. A little rivalry action here in the first round of the Pac-12 tournament. 6 p.m. on the West Coast.
ACC game.
And future ACC game. I can't wait to see the ACC do battle out in the Bay. Stanford laying 2. Easy peasy for me. Colby, I assume you're also on Stanford.
Yeah, that's my future buddy. So sometimes I do like to walk that fine line. Not in this one with the 2-point spread, guys. I walk that fine line with who did Wright State lose to? It was Northern Kentucky. I took Northern Kentucky in the points, even though I had a Wright State future. And God damn it, I'm a fucking genius. All right.
Oh my god. I'm with you. I'm taking Stanford. It is always weird the back-to-back where you play the team twice, but I think they're just.
It happens so often.
Yeah, well, they beat Cal 80-58. Now they're playing them again. Cal's probably going to be pissed off, but that was in Stanford. I still like him here. So.
Maybe the band will storm onto the court.
Storm,
and we'll see someone just get just destroyed.
Stanford's lit home crowd. Maybe put them over the top for this one. I mean, this is easy. All right, 8:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Last of the first round.
You're on
games.
Stanford, Ryan.
Yeah, easy. By the way, this is a nice day of basketball if you're hanging out in the T-Mobile Arena. 4 basketball games. You plop down around 11:30. You stay till about 11:30 p.m. I wonder if they have blackjack in the arena yet. Arizona State, the 11 seed. Speaking of putting things down. Utah, the 6 seed. Utah laying 6.5 here. Colby pointed out they could have a sneaky home edge here with the extensive Mormon population in and around Vegas.
And this is a revenge game.
Colby?
This is a revenge game. Arizona State pulled the upset at the day after the Arizona game. They lost to Arizona.
Twice,
yeah, but they lost to Arizona in triple overtime, and ASU got them. Like ASU benefits because the Pac-12 does this ridiculous. Like both schools from Arizona will visit, the state that they're playing, and Arizona State benefits from everyone getting, they load up to beat Arizona.
Yeah. And
then the next game, Arizona State gets to sit there and reap the benefits. Utah is going to be laser focused for this one. I'm going to lay the points.
That is interesting. I mean, it is a clear advantage for Arizona State to always get teams
getting the runoff
before or after playing Arizona.
It's stupid.
I like
scheduling.
that angle.
Larry Scott scheduling. Can we teach a class on Larry Scott at DGNU?
I like it.
When do we get when are we going to get $50,000 a night hotel stays in Vegas, guys?
Well, Colby. I mean, obviously, the launching of a DJ. I won't reveal too much of the plan, but obviously, launching a university creates certain tax advantages as a nonprofit institution of higher learning. Yep. So this is completely unrelated to potential write-offs and our trip to Las Vegas. Us launching a higher learning DGen.University for all the details, unless you're working for the Internal Revenue Service.
Yeah, it's my 6th-year thesis. How to gamble with $100,000 in Las Vegas.
I mean, what would you do better at, sitting at the blackjack table, the 100K, or going to Arizona State for $100K. Come on, you're much better off with the blackjack table.
I mean,
you can learn a lot through 4 years at a blackjack table and $100K.
I do think at least taking a class, how to hold the cards, how to participate.
First class
wouldn't be the worst thing.
Yeah,
a lot of fake tits in Tempe though. You got to get educated on that.
Well, that's part of the gimmick, right? Don't get distracted, right?
Same with the blackjack table. Have you seen these dealers over at Circa? I mean, come on.
If I'm playing blackjack, I got to be able to do the math and with with tits in my peripheral. If there's tits here, I got to be able to do 7 + 8 = 15 and know that I need a 6
while drinking. It's pretty intense.
And the NFL slot machine over your shoulder, staring at you.
Just that siren sound, right. That mistress calling you.
So we're all on the
hey,
favorite.
Ryan, come hit my buttons.
Oh, that's
the slot machine.
That's those damn little piggies.
Oh yeah. puff and blow me down.
Sean, not going to Vegas every week has really fucked up my desire to play
synapses
slots.
Feel normal now. It's not healthy. Can't wait to go out this Friday for the VSiN show. 6 o'clock Pacific.
Say what's up to the
or 9 o'clock East.
Say what's up to the ladies at Jackpots.
They probably miss us.
Probably wondering.
The one chick really does want me.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
Well, she gave you the club card. I didn't get the.
Oh yeah, I already cashed in my club card. At Jackpot's a coffee shop.
I'm not going to ask for it, but she gave you one. She has not given me one. I would imagine that means she wants to have sex with you. Arizona State, the 11s. Or no, where are we doing? We're moving along.
We're jumping over to the Mountain West.
There's nothing in the there's which by the way, the purple looks fire in the sheet. Everyone and we have an anonymous rhino in the sheet. To close out the Pac-12, we were all on Utah. All right, Mountain West.
Wait, we're all in Utah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. You were participating in the conversation, unless you were pulling a classic Benedict.
No, I didn't weigh in at all. I mean, I do like Utah.
We talked
for the
about
revenge factor.
Arizona State always gets a.
I am worried about. Utah's 65% from the line. Can we really trust them to lay 6.5?
Yeah,
Colby?
Look at Arizona State.
No, I know they're also really bad too. They're 65.7.
It's a wash. They're two of the worst.
Arizona State
teams.
Can you count on the Arizona State guys to not party in Vegas?
No,
well, that's true.
Yeah, well, Utah's the play.
Hurley's Hurley. I want a Hurley fight. What any Hurley? This is like a Gruden thing. It's like I don't care which Gruden it is. Just give me a Hurley fight. All right, Mountain West, aka our new adopted associated conference until they merge with the Pac-12. We'll stay with them though. We love so many of these teams. We love their time slots. Wednesday,
the slot. How's the slot?
Back in the time machine, March 13th, 11 a.m. local time. And by the way, why another reason to love the Mountain West? Where are they playing their conference tournament, Sean?
Vegas.
In Vegas, but where specifically? At the Thomas?
Orleans.
Nope. The Thomas and Mack Center, an actual basketball arena.
Oh, okay.
Not like the SEC, who's going to have all sorts of moisture issues. They're at the Thomas and Mack Center. It's a classic, essentially a one-bye system. One of there's only 3 play-in games, so it's not a full first round. No reseeding or anything crazy like that. And like I said, 11 a.m. local time for the first game, a little bit early.
No moisture issues out in the desert. All right. None of this SEC Bobby Petrino moisture issue bullshit.
Well, not at the Thomas and Mack Center, maybe in some hotel rooms, depending on how much they paid. Fresno State,
Phoenix hotel room, I think.
Well,
soaked.
It seems like he's already gotten. He did some scouting down in Florida ahead of the Vegas trip. Any chance it was training? Have you guys looked into it? Maybe he went down to one of those fancy academies to make sure he had the
what was the name?
Stamina.
What was the name of the Bob Kraft place?
Oh, the
Orchids of Oasis.
Oh, maybe Phoenix was making a little stop there.
No. I don't think he doesn't strike me as if. He would have done research. He would have done research. All right.
Orchids of Asia. Probably.
Orchids of Asia.
Also, big Scientology a big Scientology population there in Florida. Maybe Beanick jumping on a little Battlestar Galactica.
Well, I think that's what he's gonna. I think that's where the lady friend's gonna take him in Vegas. Metaphorically speaking, of course. 11 a.m. on the local time here Wednesday.
We talking futures first though.
Oh, you're right. Going to the bottom. Something's up with my sheet right now. Arizona.
What?
Yeah, hold
Air
on.
Force 250 to 1. San Jose State.
How many milligrams deep is he?
No, we're good. We're good. I'm telling you, something's up with the sheet.
He's gonna upload the wrong show.
Oh well, that was just me being too fast. Although a lot of shout out to everyone who let us know. Air Force, the 11 seed, 250 to 1, along with San Jose State, who we learned repeatedly sucks really bad this year. The 10 seed, Fresno State, the 9 seed, also 250 to 1 with Wyoming. The 8 seed, who I'm almost certain Sean will find a way to get on his card here shortly. UNLV seems a little out of place here, down at 850. I like the parity. A lot of teams seem like they have the odds to win. New Mexico, the 6 seed, 7 to 1, along with Colorado State, the 7 seed. Boise State, the 3 seed, 6 to 1. Nevada, the 2 seed. The Fighting Alfreds are 5 to 1. Utah State, the 1 seed, plus 450. And our gals, even though they're the 5 seed, boom, plus 240. The chalk of the tournament. Does it count as chalk if they're the 5 seed, John?
Yeah, because we go by odds, not by seed numbers. We're smarter than that. This is I love this conference. I mean, I could make a case, I think, for a decent number of teams. Well, first, not Air Force.
No,
but
not they're grounded.
Colorado State looks really good. But they keep coming. They have a knack for like losing close games, which is scary. And they're playing the extra game. Nevada has been playing really well. UNLV has had a great second half of the season, and they have home court. But they start off with San Diego State, Utah State, and Danny Sprinkle certainly are a great story. Wyoming,
kind of dump the Gatorade. Don't you pour a little dump the Gatorade for Danny Sprinkle there?
You think?
I think I think them winning the regular season is a little bit of a
potential
reason to not take
what
them.
Seed do you think they are right now, Colby?
Oh, they're in, man. They don't have to.
No, like, it's the same. But like, what do you think their seeding is? Do you think
per bracket matrix 6 seed?
Okay, so maybe they probably can't push it up that much higher, right?
Yeah, I would imagine.
Can they get to a 4 seed if they win the Mountain West?
Probably not.
5 though, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, that's their range.
Yeah.
Up to 5, maybe down to like.
So
10.
Motivation maybe not there for them. San Diego State, what's their motivation? Certainly they're probably going to be in. I mean, they dominated last year. Are they going to get excited for this Mountain West Conference tournament? That's tough. UNLV is kind of interesting at plus 850. They're one of the teams that don't have to play an extra game. They're at home.
Well, they need to win the conference to make the tournament because of their home losses to Air Force and Southern. I mean, they lost to Air Force by 40 points at home or something like that. So that's really what's keeping them out of the NCAA tournament right now. So they have the reason to play
10 and 2 their last 12 games.
My problem is
conference games.
My problem is they got lined up with San Diego State, and San Diego State just lost to them by like 2. I feel like Brian Dutcher is a very good coach at making adjustments on what went wrong the first game. I think your values.
I'm also not sure the motivation. Like Sean painted a picture that San Diego State might not be super motivated. I don't know about that.
Yeah, getting the 5 seed. Everyone talking about the other teams. I actually think. I mean, I like San Diego State, but since they're plus 240. I think you can go elsewhere and look. Like, to me, the value is on New Mexico because they're playing for their postseason lives, and I kind of like the way the bracket aligns. You know, they play Air Force, who did beat them at the pit just like 2 weeks ago. But if you want to be playing Air Force, and then
but then real quick, Colby, New Mexico has to play an extra game. So wouldn't you almost rather have UNLV, who's going to be at home and has to play one less game?
I actually think
similar prices.
I just think Air Force is not very good. I know they beat New Mexico, but I don't look at that as like a crazy. And then to me, you're not playing San Diego State twice in like 7 days or 9 days. I think is a horrible draw. If I'm a UNLV, I think that's a terrible draw. I would much rather if you told me UNLV was in New Mexico spot, I would love UNLV's chances because getting Boise in the second round, Boise has shown to be a little vulnerable away from, and then the fact that what you're hoping for, because I do think Nevada would beat New Mexico, even though New Mexico won in Reno. you're hoping for Colorado State to knock off Nevada, which obviously is possible. Nevada had a half court game winner to beat them just 2 weeks ago.
That was crazy.
So I think if you're looking for angles, New Mexico with the odds is pretty valuable there. And then I do think Nevada would probably be my other play. Nevada or Boise, it would be the other one that makes sense to me. Something in the south side of that bracket, because I think the north side of that bracket, I like San Diego State to come out of it, but the plus 240, I was kind of hoping to get better value on the Aztecs.
She's late to the party. Odds, the odds were out a little bit. Sharps already scooped up all the good value. Just all the minnows swimming around in the sea. I'm taking San Diego State. The only question is there a way to get cute on the other side? There really isn't.
I think New Mexico would be the.
Is that it?
I mean, I just
they're just not the same team away from home though.
But they've played good. They won at UNLV. So yeah. and I think they went to that Vegas. I think they were in a Vegas tournament in the preseason or in November. I don't know.
Mexico versus San Diego State final to me sounds right though. So yeah, maybe I'll sprinkle New Mexico just so when they play each other in the final, I can be like I was right.
I'm just gonna. I like this UNLV team. I'm gonna take them. Don't get away from a hot table. Give me UNLV plus 850, and then whoever
against our gals.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it's weird. The Mountain West has been so bad in the first round of the conference tournament ATS. It'll be interesting to see how many teams they get in and what they end up doing ATS. Scott Reichel was tweeting about that. The fade the Mountain West in the first round trend. It's been really bad for the Mountain West. It'll be interesting to see.
I mean,
with the obviously San Diego State blew by a lot of those like Mountain West in the big time tournament, and this has been a super fun conference. So I'm hoping a good team gets in. They go on the run because I like the conference, but we'll see.
Right now, San Diego State a 5 seed, Utah State a 6 seed, Nevada a 7 seed, Boise an 8 seed, Colorado State a 9 seed per bracket matrix, and New Mexico the first team out.
So Colby, officially, what are you doing? New Mexico and
Nevada.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steve Alford.
I'm gonna. That's come on, Colby. What are we doing?
He's made me look like a fool all year long, and I'm sold. I told you I'm sold. Nevada, I'm sold on. This is their year. If they're gonna do it, veteran guard play. Remember that Elite 8 team with Oregon State? Jared Lucas was on that team. You may add him with Blackshear and then some of the other guys they got. I'm sold. Now they'll definitely lose in the first round.
First round games, 11 a.m. on the West Coast. Fresno State, the 9 seed, Wyoming, the 8 seed, Wyoming laying 5. I feel like so many of the Mountain West teams are teams that are a little scary to get involved with away from home. So it makes these kind of playing games interesting handicaps. Colby, are you going to lay the points with Wyoming here? It just doesn't feel like the right thing to do.
I think Fresno fired their coach because I loaded up on Fresno to beat Wyoming on March 9th. Right. I said, Fresno at the Save Mart Center. Wyoming's been ass on the road. Wyoming won by 39 points.
Yeah. It was recently, 4 days ago.
Well, that's why it makes me think Fresno has quit on their team. I was shocked.
This number 5?
That is a little stinky. It is a little stinky there, but
I mean, Wyoming. Yeah, to your point, Wyoming just beat them by 39.
I'm still taking Wyoming. I'm still Jeff Linder is a good coach. Okay, he gets the most out of his roster.
And the only thing is they're looking past this team because they absolutely.
But they're Wyoming.
Wipe the floor. Yeah, no, exactly.
And maybe Fresno State has some heart and shows up, but am I taking Fresno State?
No.
My
bad, Colby. Sorry. 1:30 p.m.
7 on Colby's
we're all on the fighting, but which by the way, Wyoming, great state, absolutely great state. 1:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Again, we're at the Thomas and Mack Center, an actual collegiate basketball arena. San Jose State, the Spartans are absolute trash. 10 seed. Colorado State, the 7 seed. 13.5 for fuck's sake. I remember there was a Friday. Sean and I were out in Vegas. And Sean took San Jose State, and I said,
the money line.
I said, Sean, you've not watched them play before, have you? And then we proceeded to watch them just look like one of the worst 10 basketball teams in the nation. I don't know how you could take the points here, even Colby.
I mean, I think Colorado State plays with their fucking food so much, man.
I know.
They beat them last time they played, or the only time they played. Colorado State won by 19.
Yeah,
and that though, man,
Fort Collins.
San Jose. If you watch that game, I feel like San Jose State should have covered that. Kind of quit in the final 2 minutes, and Colorado State was able to jump that thing up to 19. Give me the points in the Spartans. Colorado State wins by 10. Yeah.
So often they get their ass beat so often by way more than this. Lay the points. Utah beat. Let's just.
No, I told myself I'm never betting on San Jose State for the rest of the season.
Margin of
it was an easy decision to make.
Margin of victory their last couple of games: 20, 18, 8, 21
against San Diego State,
32,
San Diego State
5.
8-point game.
They're just I'm with you, Sean. I'm under no circumstances am I taking San Jose State as a dog. Good luck, Colby. Air Force, the 11 seed, 4 p.m. on the West Coast. They're taking on New Mexico, who we talked about, had a little discourse about earlier, the 6 seed. Massive number here, 15.5. Air Force. Maybe we need to find a new home for the academy.
No, they went into the pit. No one goes into the pit and gets a win except Aim High Air Force, baby. What a win. Caught New Mexico sleeping.
Not this time.
But it does feel like New Mexico
they're going to destroy them.
Well, I don't know. Air Force is one time in Vegas. Do you remember what they did to UNLV?
It's also true.
They won 90-58 at UNLV.
This Air Force team randomly pops their head up.
They will be the most hydrated team.
I'm going to say coming down from elevation. I think they're going to have nice wind in their sails. Don't doubt United States Air Force. I'm taking the points because they randomly show up in conference play.
Well, and when you add in the fact that Jamal Mashburn Jr., who missed the Utah State game with a classic case of diarrhea, he's a game time decision. Bubble guts is a real thing, guys. That we kind of need to know that he's playing. I'll still lay it in a revenge factor thing here, but I would like to know if he's playing. I feel like don't bet this until you know he's playing.
Could be morning sickness. I'll lay the 15.5. I'm not going to overthink it.
I don't think it's overthinking it. I think this is just kind of where Air Force pops their head up.
Enjoy.
Oh, I will
enjoy with your flight simulator buddies. All right. Well, from one conference that is all about collegiate athletics to one that just clearly hates everything and is trying to ruin the sport of football and basketball.
Oh, wow.
Hello, Big 10. The Big 10 tournament. And again, if you remember from earlier in the show, my comments on the SEC, Sean, the Big 10 is playing their conference tournament in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Okay.
You're the Big 10. You're now a coast to coast conference, and you just Minneapolis. I like Minneapolis. Got no beef with Minneapolis. The Target Center. At least the basketball team plays there. All right.
The Timberwolves, you mean, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, yeah. It's not as bad as Nashville, where they just have a pro bull riding team there, which I'm pretty certain they have bull riding up in Minneapolis as well. This is the classic double bye system. The top 4 seeds get the super advantage into the quarterfinals. Everyone else single bye. There are 2 play-in games from the bottom to the top. Michigan, oh, how the mighty have fallen. 250-1 as the 14 seed. Rutgers, what is this? Oh, the tournament's not being played at the rack, so they're 220-1. Penn State, Sean, the Nittany Lions are 110-1. I wonder if we're going to hear about them later. Minnesota, not at the barn. No, thank you. 9 seed, 100-1. Maryland, the Turtles are 12. The 12 seed are 65-1. Indiana, with their candied stripes, the 6 seed, 40-1. 36-1 for the Hawkeyes of Iowa as the 7 seed. Ohio State, the 10 seed, interesting, 30-1. Northwestern, the 4 seed, 17-1. Michigan State, the 8 seed, 14-1. Michigan State getting a lot of respect there. Wisconsin, the 5 seed, staplers and all, 12-1. Nebraska, the 3 seed, 9-1. Illinois, the Fighting Illini, the 2 seed at +310, and Purdue, the 1 seed, even money to win the Big 10 conference tournament. Again, kind of handicapping handicapping the market here. My eyes immediately went to Illinois. And I know that your buddy Noah really likes Purdue. What's the handicap here, Colby?
The handicap
Ohio
is
State seems really
this
short.
conference sucks ass.
Yeah.
It's amazing that Michigan State still could get in the NCAA tournament. They don't belong. I would say I like the Ohio State and Indiana angle. Both teams are hot. Both teams, Ohio State would, obviously I was been playing better towards the end of the year before yesterday, and Indiana's red hot at the end of the year here. I kind of like their chances to beat Nebraska when Nebraska's not playing in Lincoln. So the south side of the bracket seems to be open. The north, the Illini could come out of there, but the north, I see Purdue and I see no one else. So I'll take a shot on the south side of the bracket. Give me the Buckeyes. Give me the Hoosiers.
Yeah.
I think you're probably right that we should probably do the Illini too.
Yeah. See, my thought was just, my thought was originally just single shot the Illini.
I think there's good value on Ohio State and Indiana right now.
Love Ohio State as far as a long shot. They've been a completely. I think you had that nugget, Colby. You're like, hey, with this new coach, they're going to be great, and they really
their rosters the past couple of years were good, man. They just didn't get it done. Like their roster's not that bad. They played at a much worse level than their roster.
Is it crazy? So obviously, I'm going to take a small sprinkle on Penn State at 110-1.
You don't have
Ace
to.
Baldwin alone. Come on, that's going to be fun. The other one. Why not Minnesota? Again, one of the best teams in college basketball, if not the ATS.
Being at home,
they're at home. I'm just looking at teams that Purdue lost to so far in the regular season: Northwestern, Nebraska, Ohio State. I like Ohio State. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Minnesota against this Purdue team, they might have a shot, especially in Minnesota.
Yeah,
they look like shit lately, though.
That's kind of the concern. Like they were cruising and then hit the end of the season, kind of cooled off. But again, it's 100-1. All right, I'm going to take a small sprinkle on them. But really, I love Ohio State at 30-1. To me, again, like the top of the class here, Nebraska at 9-1's interesting, but I don't know.
I'll tell you this, man. I don't mind your Penn State play because they beat Indiana and Nebraska in the regular season. So if you get someone to upset Illinois, which is the one where I'm just like, oh, their athletes will fuck up Penn State, I think, then any game is winnable. Any game is winnable.
Penn State then. Penn State, Ohio State,
Illinois, and I'll take a little bit of insurance with Ohio State.
Oh, I thought you were against insurance, Ryan.
Tiny bit of insurance there. Well, because I think
so. Colby, you just like Ohio State, Indiana, nothing chalky.
No, I'd say sprinkle Illinois too. I think they're in a great spot with that south side there.
I'm gonna turn the faucet all the way on Illinois, and I'm gonna sprinkle Ohio State just for the record. All right, you want anything else? You adding anything to the card? Or are you just going Ohio State?
Ohio State, Penn State.
Okay. I like it.
Penn State's like right.
You don't have to win them all, Sean. You don't have to win them all.
No, again, I take 100 of these, I lose 90, I hit 10.
You're plus EV.
It's huge profit.
We're big V guys over here. All right, first round playing game Wednesday, March 13th, 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Rutgers, the 13 seed, Maryland, the 12 seed. Maryland laying 2.5. From experience watching Rutgers play, they certainly don't deserve to be laying points in this game. But then, neither does Maryland.
Maryland actually is kind of almost you look at Maryland's #1 defense actually in the conference. If you go by defensive efficiency in conference only play, Rutgers right there at 2. You want to talk about rock fights. This thing's going to be ugly.
Give me Maryland.
Yeah, I think you got to take Maryland here. This Rutgers team is spiraling, and I can't take them if they're not at home. I mean, but the counter is pretty easy. Who is Maryland to be laying points against?
Both
anyone?
teams are defense. Like this is a defensive game. I think you have to take the points.
Okay.
I think you have.
Ryan does have a soft spot for Rutgers.
Once upon a time in Jersey, Michigan, the 14 seed, Penn State, the 11 seed, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. Again, we're at the Target Center, beautiful Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Sorry, hit a
Penn
little
State
glitcher.
laying 3.5. Wow, short number against a team that's completely dead on arrival. Michigan has no chance.
Yeah, I mean, Juwan Howard, he didn't realize when you go down to college, you actually have to coach. You know what I mean? In the NBA, you could just sit there and say, "Go run around." And he's like, "Oh shit, we got to make adjustments and everything." I'll take Penn State to get it done for sure. I mean, Michigan, they're playing with no heart right now.
They haven't done a lot of winning this year.
I mean, Michigan has just punted so hard on this season. No business being close.
They're probably annoyed they have to even like schlep it up to Minneapolis here for the game. I do like the Penn State side as well. All right, one more conference, 4 down, 1 to go. We're talking Big East, the granddaddy of them all. Of course, played at Madison Square Garden, New York, New York. Notes about the Big East. We have again, shout out to these conferences for just going with the classic tourney systems, single bye system, nothing funny, no reseeding. DePaul, no shocker here. The 11 seed, 250 to 1 with Georgetown and Ed Cooley. I hope Ed Cooley steps up with some better game next year. I can't do this. I can't see him like this. 250 to 1 to win the conference tournament. Come on. Butler and Xavier, the 8 and 9 seeds, are 100 to 1. Providence, the 7 seed, just let us down big time. They're 70 to 1 to win it all. Seton Hall, John, take notes. They're 20 to 1. St. John's, Mr.
Don't
Pitino,
let the cats get hot.
Mr. Patina. Well, I mean, think about the diners are extra convenient for these tournament days because you're there all day long. There's games, you're scouting. You want it to be convenient, 30 seconds or less. St. John's 13 to 1. Marquette,
know when to come.
Shaka maybe coming for some tourney blood here, 6 to 1. Although I believe they did they not they have some sort of important injury that I think they announced that will not be playing in the conference tournament. Colby can correct me if I'm wrong. Creighton,
The Tyler Kolek situation, yes.
Yeah, they're holding them out for the regular tournament, right?
Last I heard, yeah.
That's probably the smart decision. Creighton, the 2 seed, plus 390, and UConn minus 150. I mean, again, we're looking at a minor conference futures market wrapped up in a major conference. You can't take UConn at minus 150. I mean, why would they win this tournament?
Well,
just to be dominant.
They just win everything. Why did they win against Providence? They didn't need it, but they're just.
I know.
Hurley is just ready to go mano a mano versus anyone. Like
you know who they haven't beaten?
Who's that?
Rick Pitino with a white suit.
Ooh.
All right, Hans Bubby, I'm your white knight. All right, so if he can get by Seton Hall, which is a big if, because Seton Hall is a solid team this year, I could see the old slick Rick showing up in all white. You see what he did when he was in all white against Creighton. Creighton thought they had a good program. They came in. Slick Rick was they must have caught him right after church because it was a Sunday morning. Slick Rick was wearing all white. Oh my God, I lost by 30. Everything was right in the world for a second there.
No stains on that thing.
Yeah, so I think we scattered the board on. We're gonna take 3 shots here. All right. Slick Rick, the White Knight, Villanova, and Seton Hall. Those are the 3. St. John's and Seton Hall have a little bit of an edge there, crowd wise, right? Then you add in Nova, whose bracket's genius. Their bracket, they get RuPaul, the Blue Balls. They are, that's a win. And then they're going to get Marquette without Kolek. and then they're going to get Creighton, who struggled at MSG, or Georgetown when Georgetown ruins Providence's season. Please, Ed Cooley, this is the final one. You got to do it this one, man.
Yeah,
you got to do it this one. And I think the winner of the Seton Hall St. John's game, Seton Hall has beaten UConn 2 of 3, and then St. John's, Rick Pitino with the white suit on is undefeated in life. So,
well, a white suit would hide certain types of stains.
Well,
like say if you were in a rush at a diner.
Like I know Danny Hurley wants to fight everybody, but when he sees Pitino as a white knight, he's gonna say, "Holy fuck, what am I doing?"
I wonder if it's Ray Lewis's white suit, because I know he lost that suit and never could find it. Maybe Pitino picked it up at the back of a diner.
In Atlanta, little diner in Atlanta.
He just had it laundered, Sean. It was just his friend had it laundered.
Oh, okay.
He handed him the screwdriver and then took his suit off and said, "Hey, while you're cleaning my screwdriver, can you also wash my suit?" Allegedly.
I'm with Colby. St. John's, because probably the best team that has a shot.
Sprinkle
Villanova.
those 3, man. Sprinkle those.
Seton
Hall. Seton Hall's beaten UConn 2 of 3.
Yeah.
The White Knight, because the White Knight in New York City, you can't ever truly rule that out. And then Villanova with the great path. And they need to play for something.
Seton Hall beat them already. And then Villanova has the talent, has a chip on their shoulder. I mean, I know they didn't win that game against Creighton, but the fact that they fought back in the way they did just to come up short, I think they're going to be frustrated, and they need to win some games to get in.
And Creighton struggled at MSG. We saw that. Now, granted, they might have been distracted with Pitino's white knight outfit, which is understandable, but
Colby's aroused by this white suit. Are you hear how excited?
I just think it's a ballsy play for a 75-year-old man to just show up all like that. Oh man, we might give him the national championship now.
But real quick, we're going to talk about something. Because you listed one of the teams I love, also happens to be from New Jersey, Seton Hall. You mentioned
and where's Shaheen Holloway from? He's from New York City.
Have
not going to get embarrassed.
Exactly. Have they beaten UConn? Yes. Have they beaten Creighton? Yes. Have they? I'm sorry, they have not beaten Creighton. Have they beaten Marquette? Yes. Have they beaten St. John's twice? I don't know why you like St. John's so much.
Well, one of those games, a little nice little slice of bullshit towards the end of it. Yeah.
I'm just saying, you guys, you let Colby lead out with just take both sides of this game here with St. John's and Seton Hall. One of them's 13-1. I guess I see it, but I'm going just Seton Hall, and you nailed the Villanova handicap. Whoever was going to be a team you thought could get into that Marquette game, you had to play. And then just the happen that we get lucky with the fact that it's the 6th seed. So we get the team that's also playing DePaul, which is essentially a free square. So I think it's Seton Hall and Villanova for me. That's what I think. I don't think I'm going to do anything cute outside of that. I think you handicapped reasons why Creighton probably not going to be there. Marquette probably not.
Those Omaha boys don't know how to handle New York City.
New York City.
So now I'm really going to be.
Are we betting on St. John's, Colby, simply because of the white suit?
It seemed like it.
They're also at home, and they have they've been hot towards the end of the year. Look, and you don't want to take
in 101 because we will have either a 20-1. Or sorry, a 30-1 or 16-1 in the quarterfinals, which will be great tout material.
You know, when Pitino won his championship in Greece, he was wearing the all white suit.
Sean, have you looked at the free throw disparity yet? I want you to I don't want to spill it on you, but I would say maybe look at the matchup of Seton Hall and St. John's. You're not going to like it. I don't hate.
No, I like Seton Hall. I
don't hate the handicap.
I'm taking St. John's for a mojo play.
All right, Seton Hall, Villanova for me.
Let's go.
First round, March 13th, heading to New York, Madison Square Garden, 1 p.m. on the West Coast. Xavier, the 9 seed, Butler, the 8 seed, Butler laying 1. Real, how the mighty have fallen. Xavier, basically can only beat DePaul or Georgetown over the last month of the season. They did somehow sneak one against Villanova and St. John's in that stretch, but they were playing better ball back then. I don't know what to think here. Butler's the better team.
Yeah, I'm taking Butler, but I can still see them losing it.
What's the next thing for Thad Matta? Is he sticking around here?
Yeah, he's got to buy better players. Then the people aren't calling unless Butler runs this thing. If Butler's able to somehow finagle their way, into a few wins and make the Big East championship game, which if they did that, they would have to beat UConn. Now, granted, they almost beat UConn in Hinkle. They were up a lot of that game. But I just think UConn with their home crowd behind them there and at MSG, Butler beats Xavier though. Set that game up. Let's go, Butler.
Both of these teams would need to win the conference tournament to get in.
You think Butler would need to win it or just get there?
I mean, maybe they can just get there.
Yeah, because to me, a win against UConn does things for your fucking resume.
You're right. They would have to go through UConn, so maybe that is just enough. I will say, just in general, looking at bracket matrix, the teams that are in are obvious, but Seton Hall, St. John's are on kind of. Seton Hall a projected 10 seed, St. John's a projected 11 seed. One of these teams is going to get bounced after their first game in the conference.
Yeah, it might get bounced out of the tournament.
It certainly seems like there's going to be a decent amount on the line here.
They split in the regular season, Butler and Xavier, but I think Xavier is just, to your point, Ryan, they can only beat DePaul and Georgetown.
Just they haven't been earlier in the season, we had some, I feel like we had a couple positive moments with them. When they beat Cincinnati comes to mind.
Oh, they hung around against Houston.
They were overachieving. Before the season started, two of their best players were out for the year. So,
yeah, no, I'm on Butler too.
Yeah,
unanimous. A lot of Discord situations going on today. All right, next up we got 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Georgetown 10 seed, Providence 7 seed. Colby said, "Please, Ed Cooley, this is the one where you take down Providence, ruin their season, knock them off the bubble. They're currently on the outside looking in, it seems."
And I love Providence, but I care about the health of a good hatred rival, where you hate each other. I want college basketball in a good place for the next decade. So please, Ed Cooley, this is third time's a charm. Give me the 9. Hoyas, get it done against Providence. And
have they shown any? I feel like we keep talking ourselves into this narrative.
The first game was close. The first game in Providence, Rhode Island was close. Now the last one was shit, but the first game was really close. It was like a tie game with like 2 minutes left.
Georgetown, their only wins in conference were against DePaul.
Yeah.
Give me Providence.
Yeah. Oh man, this one's tough.
Hard to beat a team 3 times, Sean.
Oh, stop it. Stop.
Tell that to the Eagles, Colby. I'll actually take Georgetown +9 just for
there. We go.
Just for our boy Ed Cooley. A lot of Ed Cooley slander floating around. Who cares about his personal life? I care about what he does and whether his teams cover spreads.
Over under.
Everyone's coming for him.
How many kids are on from this team or on his team next year?
Oh, I'd say 2.5.
Yeah, there's gonna be a fire sale.
There's a new class could be coming.
Gotta get some of his dudes. All right, last one in the first round in the play-in round, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. DePaul, the 11 seed, Villanova, the 6 seed. Villanova is laying a comical 19. And if there's one thing I've learned about betting against DePaul, don't let the number scare you off betting against DePaul. They can
3-28 straight up.
Their wins are against Chicago State, who Colby can tell you all about Chicago State, Louisville, who again, a team that at times this year programmed.
What up, ACC?
Yeah. and South Dakota, not exactly a strong team out there in the Big Sky. That's it.
Well, and I mean that Porter Moser's going to have he's going to be able to sit back and watch this roster and make the changes. It might just be, hey, everyone get the fuck out, Deion Sanders style.
Yeah.
But you know, they're playing for that. This is an audition for Coach Moser.
When's that news going to get broken? So that's definitely an upgrade so going to DePaul to be the worst team in the Big East is an upgrade from being in the SEC per Porter Moser.
Well, I think part of the problem is you're at a football school. It wasn't always that way. When Kelvin Sampson was at Oklahoma, they were playing for national championships and making the Final Four and stuff. So
that's pretty wild to go from Oklahoma SEC to DePaul.
But then there's this thing about living in Oklahoma as opposed to Chicago. I know the winds of Chicago, but I mean, just the fact you can go down and
he's gonna come home and he's gonna walk into his apartment and Sister Jean is gonna be butt ass naked on his bed, like, "What's up, bitch? Welcome home. Lay it. Let's go."
I'm laying it too. DePaul's fucking horrible.
They're really bad. 10-20-1 ATS. If you think like, and 7-18-1 is a dog. So a couple of those covers were somehow when they were favorites. They're 3 wins. I think they were favored and actually covered. It's crazy. All over Villanova, laying 19.
We made it to the end.
Let's go. Hey, before we get to our best bets, of course, shout out to Hall of Fame Bets, your best bets when it comes to optimizing parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app. Use the promo code SGPN. Get 50% off your first month. Great for same game parlays, betting research, deep data. They got NBA going right now, soccer as well, and college basketball will be dropping before the tournament. So make sure you get signed up now. HOFBets.com, promo code SGPN. And if you want our best bets for March 12th, you can check that out. A YouTube playlist, cutting out the best bets of each episode as well. So another way. Check out all our free content on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. But time for our best bets for March 13th. Kramer, what do you got?
So many choices here. I'll give you one from the Pac-12, locking up Stanford.
Okay.
I like a lot of what I thought and Colby said earlier on the show. I'm also going
Stanford -2.
Stanford -2. Apologies. I didn't complete my my act. I'm gonna give you my dog next. That's gonna be Missouri in the SEC. It's not gonna be the biggest dog on the board, but they're gonna be 2-1 against Georgia here. So we're gonna snatch up that we Tigers. And for my second lock, I think I might just have to pop along here to the conference we were just talking about. Xavier is ass. Give me Butler.
Oh yeah.
Laying the point. I'm not going to mess around with laying 19 with the Villanova, although that would also be a suitable lock. Stanford -2. Love the shooting. They're going to get hot in the Pac-12. Missouri is going to snatch the life from Blue Cane in the SEC tournament. Like Colby said, maybe a little deep run in Missouri's future. I think we all agreed some company resources being deployed on Missouri to win the SEC conference tournament.
SEC
Big East, Butler -1. Pure fade of Xavier in poor form right now. All right, Sean.
Yes. Just looking at locking these down. I mean, give me the Sean Homer parlay. Penn State -3.5. Villanova -19. DePaul is just horrible. I also want to take. I want to mix it. You know what? I'm going to take Vanderbilt.
Whoa.
Against Arkansas. Whoa. I think they're a live dog. So give me Vandy against Arkansas on the money line. That's going to be a pretty big price. I just feels like there's going to be a little bit of upsets here in the beginning rounds of the SEC. Penn State, again, I like Penn State, but really it's just a fade of this Michigan team. And as well with Villanova, DePaul is ass and 19 points isn't enough. Villanova is pissed off about that. The way that Creighton game ended. They're going to light up DePaul. So give me Villanova, Penn State, Vandy on the money line. Colby,
locking up UCLA -4 against the Beavs of Oregon State.
Like that.
The next lock. Let's go to the likes of. Let's go Georgetown +9.
Dangerous.
What's you doing, Colby?
Let's go. The dog is Missouri.
Yeah.
They're winning outright. Let's go.
Colby just played Georgetown. Like I got me sliding that last hundo into the slot machine. Like this is the last one.
I'm quitting right after this. Right after this. Thank you everyone for tuning in again. DGen.University, the few, the proud, the DGens. See if you have what it takes to be accepted in DGen University. Applications available now. More college basketball on the way. Smash the subscription, youtube.com/sports gambling podcast. Smash! Make sure you check out the college basketball experience as well. And get in on the champs free pool for a chance to win a free $1,000. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/champs. And we will see you tomorrow.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Whack, Swack, Miak, American, Big West tomorrow.
Kramer, let it ride.